Katatapos ko lang po gumawa ng isang topic sa foreign countries. Ito naman po yung isa pang gagawin kong topic para sa inyo lahat po. Ang title po nito ay Type and Style by Peter Bush. Ito siya. Imbis na gano'n natin. The type of a cock is expressed by his general physics and as such in the sum of muscular and skeletal combination. Consequently, the type is merely an external feature and obviously visible. Style is the mental disposition of using the physical means in the fight, and consequently the expression of brain and nerve function. A perfect fighting type cock may be rendered useless if he lacks style. But on the other side, and deficiently built cock may possess a brilliant style that counteracts physical deficiency. We have seen that Orientals, Banky Boys, and Sumatrans, whether by nature of careful selection, had different anatomy and consequently possess different types and styles that have warranted their classification into naked healers, steel, and slasher fighter. In the naked healer type, has a greater importance that style in the steel fighter type and style must be even, while in the slasher fighter, style is of greater importance than type. Breeding for type is naturally easy, and the selection is only governed by external features. And so, we see many breeders in standardized portrait that have a well delineated type, but which are not game nor have any style, or recognized barn door fowl breeds have been bred and selected according to type, and their varieties are identified by color. Both type and color have been generally fixed to such a degree that on seeing a specimen it may be immediately identified. The cocker has been a bit too careless about these features, aiming at other results, giving type and color only superficial importance. In England, breeders of game fowl, on the contrary, have paid so much attention to fancy type or color points that their selection for the show coop have in instances seriously impaired the stock utility for the pit. Breeding for style is a much heavier job than for fancy points. Cock must have watched constantly and when desired qualities are attained. Only judicious in breeding is liable to perpetuate the styles. Even so, divergences are frequent due to the fact that both style and type are characteristics transmitted by the cock to the offspring. And we have seen that cocks are by nature not prone to attain fixity as soon as the hens. By the chance involved in the process of cell division, many breeders have been led to believe that breeding on the male line is safe enough, particularly noticing that the type and style characteristics were transmitted from the sire to offspring, seemingly without interference from the dam. These features being easily visible are soon noticed and wrong consequences deducted due to partial ignorance. We may sum up the facts that when in inbreed stock, type characteristics are noticeable in transmission from sire to offspring, male, the corresponding dam as acted in latent but beneficial form. That is to say, the cock has shown prepotency, which is one of the features aimed at in selecting broodcock. If the dam is known to do hersier, then the whole breeding is on a sound basis. And you may continue to inbreed judiciously. It is well nigh impossible for a breeder to appreciate style and type if it's not a good judge or what a fighting cock should be. Many strains only identified by a more or less fanciful name show much irregular style and type that it can be only accounted for by injudicious judging of the breeding stock. But very free breeders are at the same time able judges and believe they can make compensation for certain items when other features abound. Order is nature first law, and when breeding game fowl, we must consider nature laws correspondingly, doing each operation with forethought. Logic and other, a bloody heel is essential in every fighting cock. It is the instrument derived from the type and style. Literally, it means that the spar is set in such a way on the foot that the point hits are marked at strict right angles. Such a spar is always dangerous. All the joints of the leg correspond mathematically to the position of foot. Bloody-heeled cock injured antagonist with almost every blow. If the punch carries power, it is obvious that the joint will penetrate the tissue. Dry-heeled cocks are the contrary. A bloody heel is mostly accompanied by straight shank and closed legs, while straddling cocks with open legs or such that are knock-kneed lack accuracy, being somewhat physically deformed. Natural good cock must be blood-heeled as a consequences of their good type. Avoid squatty cocks and hens in your breeding pen. However good they may be otherwise, deficiencies in type are easily fixed by inbreeding. Okay.